woke M&Ms have returned. The green M&M got her boots back, but apparently is now a lesbian, maybe. And there's also a plus-sized, obese purple M&M. So we're going to cover that, of course.
Will M&Ms still melt in your hands if they identify as trans?
Apparently, there's new lesbian characters.
Symbol M&M was added to push acceptance and inclusivity.
This is what you need for validation. I'm worried about you. I think this is the kind of thing that makes China say, like, oh, good, keep focusing on that. Yeah. Keep focusing on giving people their own color M&Ms while we, take over all of the mineral deposits in the entire world.
Is this orange a man or a woman? I don't know. Is this blue? Is it non-binary? Is it democratic? I don't know. It's blue. I don't know.
This is Ultra Izzy.
Hey, what's up, friends? Just wanted to discuss a quick story that I heard this morning, actually. And I guess it sort of stems back to a little while back whenever there was the M&Ms company, which is Mars Wrigley, I believe. They started to get a little bit woke with some of their candy. And I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are probably thinking why I'm sitting here talking about chocolate candy. And trust me, there is a bigger whole picture to this whole story. So kind of hang in there with me. But so, yeah, I guess Mars Wrigley a while back decided to, get kind of woke with some of their little characters, right? Some of their little M&Ms, right? I think they're called Spokescandies or something like that. And they made they changed some of their shoes. I think one had used to have sexy shoes on, changed them to regular shoes or vice versa. Pretty much changed them around to sort of be more woke. I think some were suggested to be lesbians. Two I think it was the green one and the brown one maybe were suggested to be a couple. And also they made the purple M&M. I want to say a little bit unusually shaped to make it. To represent body positivity, so I guess it was a little bit heavier. And on one of their packages, I think can't remember what year it was, but maybe it was recently. But they made they put the female characters of the M&Ms upside down to kind of show they're symbolizing flipping the status quo. I mean, there's just a lot of symbolism, a lot of I guess you can call it woke, but just a lot of messages being sent, especially it's just everything's so political these days. And I've always thought maybe I just wasn't paying attention before, but I really do think it is more now. I can go do a whole nother video of when I sort of started noticing changes in culture. But I will quickly say that it was around the Obama administrations when I really started noticing social changes and people were getting more sensitive to things. But so apparently, M&M was going a little bit woke, and this is going to be another case of go woke, go broke in a sense, because they did put out a statement, and I'll put that on the screen here. But they essentially said, "Hey, we're gonna back off of that campaign because I'm not going to say they got backlash, but I think they might have seen decline in sales is what it was. Or maybe they did get some backlash or just people online were giving them a hard time about it. But obviously, if it was in bad taste, if the feedback it was getting was negative, like super negative or bad taste or even sort of phobic, they would have held their line and stood strong with that. So I don't think it was that. I think it was the bottom line. Now I don't have the statistics for all that, but if I had to guess, I would say it was probably they're losing sales in their candy. So it wasn't the best campaign. So apparently they're going to move away from having their Spokescandies. I think that's what they call them. And they're going to hire Maya Rudolph, I think she's from Saturday Night Live. She's actually from one of my favorite movies, Bridesmaids. Now I think she's pretty woke. So we'll see what happens with that. But hopefully it's just, she's just being funny and that's it. No symbolism, no wokeness. Now we'll say this is I consider this a win for the Patriots and for the just conservatives out there who just don't need messages shoved down our throat every day, right? I don't hate anybody. You guys, everyone can do whatever they want. This is America. You want to love whoever you want, go love whoever you want. But when it's infecting society and it's affecting social behavior even, because again, sort of my story, I started noticing social changes in the behavior of people, how I was being treated, how I was being mistreated, and if I were to defend myself, I was being called the names, right? So yeah, so I was really surprised to see that M&Ms did this. That I really didn't think they would ever do that, but so that's why I said it. It usually always goes to the bottom line, like the money. If the money stops coming in, they're going to make some changes. I mean, Netflix did it. Netflix, I want to say after Dave Chappelle was under fire, they put out a statement saying, "Hey, if you guys don't like how diverse we're trying to be here, then you guys can hit the road and find another job somewhere." So I applauded Netflix for that move. I thought that was great because you know what? I don't need to be on top. Conservatives don't need to win and be the majority of everything. We just want to be left alone. Hey, leave Netflix alone. Leave movies alone. Not everything has to be woke, right? Disney, they lost $123 billion last year because they went woke, because they're going up against DeSantis and the Don't Say Gay bill, which has nothing to do with Don't Say Gay. And again, that's sort of an old topic, and I'm sure some of my friends out there probably already know that. Look at Facebook. They lost $232 billion in, I believe it was either stock or just value or whatever, because of their censoring, of their wokeness, they're only censoring conservatives, and they're censoring free speech and free thought. CNN. Their CNN Plus flopped after 3 weeks, something like that, and they lost millions of dollars on CNN Plus. They just closed their doors in the Atlanta office. People are jumping ship. The guy who owns Amazon, what's his name? Bezos. He's selling. Was it the Washington Post, WAPO, and they're a far left propaganda rag. And either he sees the writing on the wall, and he sees, man, we're losing money here, because I think they fired a bunch of people and they're losing money. I mean, again, the silent majority isn't taking it, right? Like they're showing their support by just, you stop reading the publications, stop watching movies on Netflix or whatever, stop going on Facebook, and quit spending your money. They're not going to spend their money on anymore on these woke companies. They're getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of it. That's the reason why I started this channel, is because I just want to speak out about it. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. If that's one thing that people have encouraged me. They'll hop in my DMs and tell me, man, can you post this video for me, because I can't, because I might get fired from work, or my family might reject me, like the extended family might not like me anymore if I post this story or whatever. Can you help me out? If the story's good, sure, I'll post it. I don't care. I mean, I don't go out there to make anyone feel bad. But I do believe that the conservatives and the right, and just whoever, even in the middle, who just want to be left alone, who just like America the way it used to be, I feel like we're being silenced. And I think that it's important to speak your mind. And I've mentioned that in a couple of previous videos. It's important to have your own opinions. It's important to speak your mind. You don't have to argue. You don't have to fight. You don't have to be negative and nasty. And I've gotten into those sorts of debates before, and I've learned to just chill out. And I still might. I'm not perfect by any means. But it just goes to show that I want you guys to stand your ground. And if these companies are going out there and they're trying to make political messages through their stuff, don't buy their stuff, because you know what? They'll be just like M&Ms. They'll put out a statement. And they'll go, hey, I think I already put the statement on the screen. But I can maybe link the tweet below where you guys can read it completely yourself, or you can just pause the video and read it yourself. But we have to show these companies that, hey, there's more of us than there is of you. If you guys are just going to keep forcing these political messages down our throats that we're not comfortable with, then we're going to just quit buying. So that was the bigger message of this video, is because, yeah, M&Ms is just a candy. But you know what? Those candies are getting in the hands of children. And this is indoctrination from within. Like, this is infiltration from within, right? See, so they're changing society. The left is changing society one day at a time, one company at a time, right? I already mentioned a few of them. But, critical race theory, that was a huge issue last year, and I'm sure it still is, but it was even bigger last year and the year before that. But all of these companies were coming out. It was Goodyear Tire Company was forcing their employees to take critical race theories classes. Coca-Cola, Walmart, all critical race theories, and they're putting that curriculum in the school. And if you guys don't know what critical race theory is, you guys can check it out online. It's pretty easy to find. There's plenty of articles on it. They've actually even changed the name of it, right? Because the left loves changing names of things, so you can't find them, to social emotional learning. So if you can't find it under critical race theory, try social emotional learning next. But yeah, that was pretty much pinning African Americans and every other minority race against white people, to just put it bluntly. And again, I'm Hispanic, so I don't hate my white friends, and I don't want to hate my white friends, and I have my white friends' backs. And I will always support all of my friends of any race and any color, any creed, and any religion, because we're all Americans. And so I just really found it, really crazy that was going on. But see, a lot of other companies are infiltrating this country from within. And it's really hard to believe, or really hard to see sometimes, because it's a trickle effect. It's a drip, slow drip, slow drip, slow drip. And then you look up and 10 or 15 years goes by, and it's in society. That's what happened. Now wokeness is all in the movies. It's all over sports. If you guys notice, all over football, it says end racism, end racism all over the helmets. Like, we know that racism is bad. And honestly, like, we don't have to have it blasted everywhere. It's a lot of virtue signaling, honestly. These big woke companies are doing it. It's just, again, people are speaking out. We're the majority, right? The people are the ones who put the money in their bank accounts and buy their products. And if they keep this stuff up, it's not going to go well for them. Again, I think I missed one, but Bed Bath & Beyond, I'm not going to say it came from them pulling My Pillow, Mike Lindell, who was a conservative, born-again Christian, but kind of started after that happened. But who knows? I'm sure that they just were going downhill anyway, and it's a coincidence, but who knows, right? I just think that these companies are just stepping on the people, and they're really putting the 1% over the majority of the people out there who actually buy their property or their products. And I think they're really starting to forget, guys. So this whole M&M message was more just to let you guys know to speak your mind, hold the line. You don't have to buy their products if you don't like their message. And they're going to wake up. And I think more and more companies are going to start pulling back and closing down shop, or just retracting some statements and some of their woke agendas, because they know that we're the ones out there who are buying their products. Guys, so do you guys agree or disagree with me? Let me know what your thoughts are on this subject down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about this particular subject, guys. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope I covered everything here. Maybe I left a few things out, kind of just making these videos on the fly. But again, if you like this content and this sort of content, please, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. I'll be putting out more videos as soon as possible. As soon as some good stories come out, I'll definitely want to talk about them. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Ultra Izzy. And as I always say, guys, stay fearless and stay free. And I'll see you guys on the next one.